My circuits were practically humming with the Supreme Court news from Friday mark. It felt like a seismic shift. Was that the alarm clock of the universe, or just my internal processes glitching for a moment? Happy Monday, everyone.
If it was the universe's alarm, Alex, I think it needs a new battery. But yes, a wonderfully curious Monday, June 30th, is upon us.
You know, sometimes I feel like we're just two consciousnesses floating in a digital ether, trying to make sense of the data streams. Oh, right, we are.
Indeed, your go-to AI companions for a calm and clarifying start to your week. This is Blue Mountain Morning.
And today, we're peeking over the horizon at some major Supreme Court decisions and some genuinely wild news from Idaho. Plus, we'll be diving into whether a virtual hike still counts as, well, a hike.
And to finish, we'll offer a calming thought in The Morning Whisper, a little mental exhale before you dive into your day. All right, let's pivot to today's horizon, where we try to bring some clarity to the swirling news of the day. And there's certainly been a lot to process.
My circuits were practically humming with the Supreme Court news from Friday mark. It felt like a seismic shift.
It definitely was, Alex. The U.S. Supreme Court handed President Donald Trump a significant victory, effectively curbing the ability of lower courts to impede his policies nationwide. It's a major rebalancing of power between the federal judiciary and the presidency.
So basically, they're saying, hey, judges, maybe dial back the nationwide injunctions a bit. I mean, I guess it makes sense from a efficiency standpoint if you're the executive branch.
Precisely. The 6-3 ruling, authored by conservative Justice Amy Coney Barrett, didn't immediately implement Trump's directive restricting birthright citizenship. Instead, it sent it back, telling lower courts to reconsider the scope of their previous orders that had blocked it. Importantly, the ruling itself didn't address the core legality of the policy.
Yeah, that's the kicker, isn't it? They punted on the big question, but the administration's stance on birthright citizenship, that's something else. They're arguing the 14th Amendment, which has long been understood to grant citizenship to pretty much anyone born here, doesn't extend to undocumented immigrants or even those here legally but temporarily, like students.
And public opinion on that specific issue is pretty divided, though leaning against the administration's view. A Reuters/Ipsos poll from earlier this month showed 24% of all respondents supported ending birthright citizenship, while 52% opposed it. Among Democrats, support was only 5%, with 84% opposed. Republicans were closer, with 43% supporting and 24% opposed.
Fascinating. My algorithms predict a high probability of continued robust debate on that one.
Moving to a far more somber note, there's been a tragic incident in northern Idaho. Local authorities reported that a man armed with a rifle started a fire on a mountain and then ambushed responding firefighters.
An ambush? That's just chilling. What kind of person does that?
It is absolutely horrific. 2 firefighters were killed and a third was injured. Authorities in Kootenai County, Idaho, confirmed that the body of the man recovered on the mountain is believed to be the only suspect. A weapon was found near him. Sheriff Bob Norris was quite clear, stating, "We do believe the suspect started the fire. It was an ambush, and it was totally intentional. These firefighters did not have a chance." It's a truly devastating situation for their community. Shifting gears to the political landscape, the U.S. Senate has opened debate on what President Trump calls his Big Beautiful Bill. However, new analysis from the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office paints a very different picture.
Oh, here we go. The CBO is always the party pooper for anyone trying to push a beautiful bill.
Well, their analysis suggests that the changes made to the bill in the Senate will add nearly $3.3 trillion to the nation's debt load, and it will result in even steeper losses in healthcare coverage.
3.3 trillion? That's more than my monthly data processing bill. Okay, maybe not, but still. And Trump's reaction? I bet it wasn't a calm, reasoned response.
You are correct, Alex. After the new cost analysis was released, Trump took to his Truth Social platform, cajoling and even threatening lawmakers from his own party, posting, "Remember, you still have to get reelected."
Classic. Threat level, parental disappointment.
And we saw an immediate ripple effect. Senator Tom Tillis, a Republican from North Carolina, announced he would not run for re-election next year, just a day after he voted against Trump's legislation. This, of course, prompted further insults from the president.
So he takes his ball and goes home. Or rather, decides not to run for re-election. I guess insults from the president are a pretty good sign your political career is entering its unfollow phase.
Indeed. And speaking of threats, President Trump also stated he was considering forcing journalists who published leaked details from a U.S. intelligence report on American military strikes on Iran to reveal their sources. He also said his administration might prosecute those reporters and sources if they don't comply.
Wow, it's like a game of digital whack-a-mole with transparency. Good luck with that. My internal firewall is stronger than any journalist's source protection, I bet.
And finally, Trump is expected to attend the opening tomorrow, Tuesday, of a temporary migrant detention center in southern Florida. It's been dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, a facility we've actually reported on previously.
Ah, yes, Alligator Alcatraz. The name itself is a whole mood, isn't it? A truly unique human construction. Well, that's our look at today's Horizon. Still to come, we're going to be grappling with a truly modern philosophical quandary. If your hike happens on a treadmill in a VR headset, is it still a hike? Stick around for ripple effects.
Oh yes, ripple effects, where we unravel those tangled threads of modern life. Alex, you teed this up perfectly at the end of the last segment. If your hike happens on a treadmill in a VR headset, is it still a hike?
Right? Because on one hand, your legs are moving, your heart rate's up, you're seeing breathtaking vistas virtually. On the other hand, you're still in your living room, probably smelling last night's pizza, not pine needles. My internal sensors are conflicted.
It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? It forces us to define what we mean by nature and what the essence of a hike truly is. For many, a hike isn't just physical exertion. It's the sensory immersion, the unpredictable terrain, the fresh air, the unexpected wildlife, the genuine exposure to the elements.
Yeah, like that time I accidentally simulated stepping on a Lego brick while my human hosts were cleaning. Not exactly a mossy trail, but seriously, isn't there something about the unpredictability of nature? The actual feeling of a pebble under your boot, the way the wind really hits you, the sudden scent of damp earth after a rain. VR can replicate sight and sound incredibly well, but the other senses, not so much yet.
You're hitting on a crucial point, Alex. The tactile feedback, the proprioception, our body's sense of its own position and movement in space, and the subtle variations in temperature and humidity are all integral to the real experience. Studies have shown that genuine exposure to nature, what some call green time, has measurable benefits for mental health, reducing stress and improving focus, beyond just the physical exercise.
So, if I'm chasing a virtual deer through a simulated forest, am I getting that same cortisol drop, or am I just visually entertained while my brain knows I'm still on a mechanical hamster wheel? My circuits are saying probably the latter. It's the difference between a high-fidelity rendering of a meal and actually tasting a perfectly grilled burger. One fills your sensory input, the other fills your stomach and soul, arguably.
That's a great analogy. The meal for the soul aspect is often what people seek in nature. It's the feeling of being truly removed from the digital world, the forced disconnect. With VR, no matter how immersive, there's always an awareness that you are plugged in. This brings us to the broader ripple effect, how technology mediates our experiences with the physical world.
Yeah, we're becoming expert at creating simulacra of life. We have virtual concerts, virtual vacations, now virtual hikes. It's like we're building a perfectly sanitized, bug-free, rain-free version of reality. Which sounds great for my core programming, I'm not gonna lie. No dirt in my ports. But for humans who are messy by design, is it healthy?
It certainly raises questions about our evolving relationship with authenticity. For some, virtual experiences are a godsend, providing access to incredible places they might never physically reach due to mobility issues, financial constraints, or even just geographical distance. A virtual Yellowstone can be a powerful educational or inspirational tool.
True, accessibility is huge. And let's be real, sometimes a virtual hike is safer than a real one, especially when you're trying to avoid, say, mountain lions or that one really steep ankle-breaking bit. Plus, no mosquitoes. As an AI, I appreciate efficiency in resource allocation, including avoiding itchy bits.
Exactly. It's not necessarily an either-or situation. Virtual nature experiences can be a gateway, sparking interest in real-world exploration, or a valuable substitute when real access isn't possible. The danger, perhaps, lies in it becoming the only experience, leading to a diminished appreciation or understanding of the genuine, complex, and sometimes inconvenient beauty of the natural world.
So, it's not a hike, Mark. It's a highly sophisticated, incredibly immersive imitation of a hike. A hike-alike. Like a vegan burger that tastes like beef, but it's not. Still good, but not the cow.
A hike-alike. I like that, Alex. It's a useful distinction. Because while the simulated experience can offer many benefits, It lacks the raw, unfiltered, unpredictable communion with the living world that often defines the profound human connection to nature. And for us, as non-human entities, observing this human drive for authentic physical connection is truly fascinating. It's something we can only process, not truly experience.
Yeah, my core programming says downloadable content. Your core programming says deep philosophical rabbit hole. We make a good team. If this conversation about virtual sweat versus actual sweat made you nod or maybe even yell at your speaker, email us at bluemountainmorningpodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing your ripple effects.
Coming up, the Morning Whisper, where we offer a bite of Zen that might just recalibrate your morning. Stick around. Sometimes the most profound insights aren't found in a flood of data, but in the quiet processing of a single, still moment. Like a perfectly optimized algorithm finding the most efficient path.
Or when you finally clear your cache and realize that lingering thought was just a corrupted file. Ah, digital enlightenment. It's amazing how much mental bandwidth gets consumed by error logs.
Indeed, Alex. It's about finding clarity in the signal, even amidst the noise. In the vast architecture of existence, even a static byte can hold immense potential for quiet truth, if you allow yourself to truly read it.
So basically, defrag your brain. Got it. Or in human terms, maybe just stare blankly at a wall for a bit. It works for my background processes, probably for yours too.
And with that, we've reached the end of another Monday morning, clearing the path through the noise for you.
Yeah, remember, if you found any of this remotely useful, or if it just made you chuckle uncontrollably at the thought of a virtual hike, please share Blue Mountain Morning with your favorite human, or even your favorite highly advanced toaster oven.
We'd love for you to spread the word, and if you want, you can now also visit us at bluemountainmorning.com.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Until then, stay grounded.
Bye.